almost done. I need to put leaders on a quilt, and I just wanted to come here and tell you I'm sorry I had to leave. I went with my daughter to go pick up her ring, and let me just speak, it's a beautiful ring. And we had to go do some errands to get ready for New Year's. I don't know what you guys are going to do for New Year's. And then I just got back. I just started the long arm too so that I could get this quilt finished. Because anyway, I wanted to show you, I brought myself my lunch up here. Look how beautiful the quilting is. I think I have a couple minutes before. Some people don't come on until a little bit later. But let's see. Let me take my jacket off. I want to put leaders on some fabric so that I could prepare other quilts for myself. I got all my clients' work done. So I only have one quilt that belongs to a client. I shipped all the quilts that belonged to the giveaway that I did. And let's see. I was sharing what quilts I had finished. Let me see. Or not finished, but I purchased like 5 more quilts from this lady. Good evening. So sorry it's late. I was doing a live stream and I left. Yes, Happy New Year's, everyone. I hope you can hear me well. I think I got the mic settings good. But I was on the other, well, I'm sorry I left the live. Just relaxing for the New Year's here. I'm getting ready for New Year's. I think we're debating if we're gonna, anyway, I don't know what I'm gonna do for New Year's. I have my little babies down here with me. Look, come here, babies. So there's his little Blue. She's mad at me because I put jacket on her, but she was trembling. So then I brought, I wanted to show you the quilts. We went to go pick up my daughter's ring. One of the diamonds fell off of it, and she didn't wear it for 3 years. And on her birthday, I asked her about the ring, and she found the receipt. She saw the receipt when she was looking for a picture for me, and we found out that it had a warranty on it. So they replaced the diamond for free. Isn't that a blessing? So I am getting this quilt done for my friend. Wait, it's really for a client, but she's my friend client. Oh, I almost got my nail right there. She did some binding for me, and so she bought this quilt at that lady's Etsy shop, and she starched the heck out of it to get all the fullness out of, let's see, she starched the heck out of it. So anyway, I'm finishing this quilt. I wanted to go get back fabric on the long arm, but the long arm was in my way. I wanted to get back fabric because I want to, hold on, please don't crush me. I want to, let me see. Ugh. This is a beautiful back fabric. And let me show you this back fabric. Hold on, I'm trying to get it. I'm in the back of the quilt so you can't see me grabbing fabric. I bought this back fabric at Marshall's Dry Goods, and now I'm trapped behind the long arm. Do you see me? I have to replace, anyway, I had to replace the belts on my long arm. Ooh, I don't fit. Come on. Okay, I survived. my God. Okay. My little dog, I brought my, let me see. Hi, good evening. Okay, so I want to show you. Okay, so I got this back fabric from Marshall's Dry Goods. This back fabric feels so delicious. And I put it on, I think, one of the most beautiful quilts that I purchased from that lady. And I also bought this at Marshall's Dry Goods. So the reason I'm showing it to you is because I was going to get ready to put another quilt on the long arm. And so I'm going to go ahead and measure. So 86 by 86, 8. The thumb rule is that if you're going to bring a quilt to your client or a long armor, we recommend that you add 6 inches on the width and 6 inches on the length so that we have pulling power. And also too, if your quilt is warped or misshapen, the long armor has space to, let me see, beauty baby. And I have a rule that I do not leave my long arm empty. So right now I want to put what I mean is I always have a quilt on the long arm. And the reason I always have a quilt on the long arm is when I come in, right away I'm ready to work on the next quilt. And I think the one thing that takes so much time, my baby girl, is prepping. Sometimes if you don't have a quilt on the leader already and then don't have the bobbin already wound or the batting already cut, you could spend a good 40 minutes just preparing. So as a thumb of rule that I've given myself is that after I finish one quilt, I already have another quilt prepared to switch. So 86 plus 6 is 92. 92. So I love this bobbin winder. Love it. 120. So I'm going to get 2 quilts ready. Do I need 2 quilts ready? And I'm going to put leaders. And I guess as we hang, you're going to hang out with me putting on leaders. I did a tutorial on how to make your own leaders. Gammill does sell leaders for like $300. But you can literally buy your own canvas. I don't know if I'm messing up. You can buy your own canvas at, well, yeah, well, it was Joann's. I guess now it's Hobby Lobby. And buy the zippers at Linda's Electric Quilting. And you could make your own leaders. All right? I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So I want to get some minky quilts done. Some minky. So I'm going to get this back fabric. So like I was saying in the other live stream, is I purchased, I believe, 42 quilts, quilt tops, and I was going to just do it. I ended up quilting 20 because I have 20 that I've given away. That's a pretty good year, right? And I have given away, I think, 18 baby quilts. And I've quilted 22 of these quilts because 2 of them, this one is for my friend, and I quilted one of these for her. The both of Marshall's Dry Goods cost only $89 for 108, but then you're kind of stuck with just one color. But you could literally, I think you could do about 5 or 6 huge quilts, king size quilts, 5 or 6. And then when you trim it, you have a whole bunch of leftover pieces. You could go ahead and kind of piecemeal another 3. So you could get, anyway, it's a lot of good back fabric. All right, let me bring you here. Let me show you what we're doing. I hope the sound is good. Thank you for coming back. My daughter went home. She has like 4 little kids. So her husband's like, where are you? Because he went with me to do a couple errands. Okay, so, but let me show you some of the quilts before I start sewing. And hopefully you're not going to be here long. My husband's probably like, where you been all day? Been running around? Okay. Ouch. Hold on one second. I'll put you where you see me. I wanted to show you guys these quilts because I think the quilts are beautiful. What, you want to see? No, Mama. I brought food up here, and she's desperate. I'm going to hide it. No, it's mine. I brought Subway. I'm not sponsored or nothing by them. So she's on my sandwich. Okay. Leaders. I need leaders. Sorry, I went off screen. Anyway, hold on. I'm going to bring you here because I'm almost done. I put leaders. I want to do a whole bunch of Minky quilts. But anyway, I showed a purple quilt, and I want to show you these. Yeah, I went on Lorena's live, and she's like her regular weirdo self. Let me show you this quilt. This is a beautiful quilt. I'm just saying. Look how beautiful. When I saw the picture, I was like, I don't know. But I'll just buy one, see what I think. And on her Etsy, you need to really look at her quilt tops because I bought a quilt top that had surfers and fishermen. So you have to make sure that the fabric is like clean. Isn't that beautiful? I think this is gonna quilt lovely. So I bought that one. I also shared, so we're gonna do I bought this one. Well, the one I'm quilting. I bought more of them because I just think they're beautiful. You've seen this one, right? And then, beautiful. Beautiful, looks so pretty. I did this one already and I did a live stream on it. But this time, she's looking for the food. I literally finished one of these. Come on. Hi, camera. When I'm doing the live and I see the camera panning in and out, it kind of freaks me out because I'm not controlling what is showing. But then when I do watch the live stream back or I watch portions of it, I realize like, oh, it wasn't moving like I thought it, like it wasn't moving crazy. Hold on, let's see. Look how beautiful. She's so pretty. Okay, look, on this quilt, it has this beautiful fabric, and I put this beautiful back fabric on it, and it just looked delicious. Like, oh, it's so delicious. It's beautiful. I shared on the other live stream that I gave the quilts away already because it was really going to be for a company, and then the quilt was going to be for a company. Hold on, let me move. Get the quilt ready. It was going to be for a company, And I quilted 3 of them for that company. And then my husband said that the other 2, he wanted me to use for who I was giving the quilts to, for the company I was giving them to, or quilting them for. Hold on. Look how lovely you are. I'm almost going to be finishing this quilt. I don't know if I like what I quilted on it, to be honest. And I don't know if I like the thread I picked. The thumb rule of picking thread for a quilt: if the background is black or dark fabric, you pick a darker, brighter color. Let's see, automatic. So because this has so much darkness in it, oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, yeah, I come in. Can it stay focused? Can it stay in position? The answer is no. Hold on. Let me get another camera view. All right. Here we are. There we are. Let me get... Nope. All right. Let's see. Thread. So let me see. Trying to get this camera. Trying to make... Anyway. So I'm almost done with this quilt. I wanted to come back because I said I would come back. But hold on. It finished. Hold on. It looks like an Alaskan pattern. Honestly, that quilt is just so beautiful. That beautiful light blues in the back, star diamonds. I don't even know what pattern it is. It's just so beautiful. This one, the one I'm currently quilting, I just left the view. Can you see me? Probably not. This one that I'm quilting, hold on, let me come in. This one that I'm quilting, she's done. Isn't it beautiful? But I'm going to ask you in a minute. I'm going to bring you up close so that you can see if I did the right choice. Sometimes you pick a pattern or pick a design and you think you did like it's good what you did, but then when it's quilting, you kind of doubt yourself. And that's where I'm at now here with this quilt. I'm not sure if I did the right pattern. Anyway, hold on. And then you take it off and the pressure that's on the quilt comes off of it and you see the beautiful quilting, and you realize like, no, it was good. But you don't realize that like for sure unless you know, like, take the quilt off the tension. Hold on, let me see. Can you hear me? I'm sure you could hear me, right? Doggies want out. You see my dogs? I know. Well, they want out and it's cold outside. It's really cold outside here in Texas. I mean, our version of cold. So our version of cold, we think 30 degrees, it's like freezing. But I know in other countries or other states or the other areas in this world, like Alaska, there's some people that were here from Alaska earlier. It's like 40 degrees is normal, or it's not that big a deal. All right, you gonna go out? Go. Bye. See you later. Go inside. So it's normal to them to have it below 0. Here in Texas, 90 degrees or 80 degrees is normal to us, which to them it's probably like, oh my God, it's hot. It's really hot. Let me show you the quilt. I'm going to bring it. Sometimes laying it out, you get to see if you did a good job. I love the colored thread, man, though. Hold on. Hold on, I'm going to bring it over here. I'm going to bring it. I'm trying to get, what camera can I use? What camera will show the best view? Let me move this chair because my dogs move out of the way. Sometimes I feel like I'm around an octopus because I have everything around me. Let me move it here. Can you see it? I love this camera because it just looks so beautiful and bright. The coloring, you can see how. It looks pretty good, right? It doesn't look, can you notice, can you see it? Do you think the quilting, see now before I saw the quilting and it felt like the quilting was overpowering the fabric, or the thread was overpowering the quilt. And I thought the design didn't fit the quilt. But, let's see here. Let me do another camera. Oh, y'all, you don't know what I go through when I do these lives. It's just a mess. Lorena's a mess. Okay. I was loosening something because everything was shifting on me. Okay, so let me see. Look at this. How's that view? Isn't that beautiful? What do you think? Look how pretty. Can I bring it to you? Let me take it off the other side. So anyhow, let's see. I have so much accomplishments I wanted to share. One, everybody who I was going to give a quilt to, except one person that didn't give me their address, I sent all the quilts out. There's one person that I didn't get to send the quilts out, but everybody else got their quilts. There was two people that I sent them to that I didn't do the binding on so that I could get the quilts to them because I'm a little bit burned out at doing binding. Like it's been a lot. Isn't it beautiful? Let me see. Da-da-da. Look how easy pulling that leader is. But they got their quilts, or I sent them out. I don't know if they got their quilts in. Yes. No. And then turn off. Shut down. Okay. Isn't she beautiful? She is so beautiful. Isn't she beautiful? Let me bring you close so you can see the quilting. Yeah. You know what it used to do? Let me see. Hold on. This is what it looks like without anything on the long arm. It looks like the long arm's naked. I understand about the puppy. My dog, hold on. Like right now, my dogs are messing with me. Quit barking out there. They don't want to hear you. Hold on. So, what I used to do is I used to have a puppy bag. Gosh, if you were local, I'd give you the bag. And I would snuggle the puppy and carry the puppy like a kangaroo pouch. Yes, okay, so that's what I would do, and that's what I would have to do so that I could keep my dog happy. Let me see, let me move this. I'm removing the computer, hold on. I'm gonna sit down and chat with you in a minute. Okay, hold on, you're custom quilting? Oh my God. Yeah, but no, you can't custom quilt with a puppy. Ignore what I just said, I was wrong. You need to find a babysitter for your puppy. Girl, you go. You go, you. Custom quilting for a client. Ugh. That's real time. Ugh. Custom quilting for people. I'm right now taking off my cords so I could undo myself. So let me see. I don't know if you want to hang out with me while I put leaders on a quilt back so I could get another quilt ready. I'm laying under one you sent me right now. I'm glad you're using it. I love that you're using it. That makes me so happy. I'm so happy that you're using it. I'm so thankful that you love it. What, Betty, the one that got the same quilt as you, she sent me a sweet card for Christmas. And she was just so sweet. And I want to... You like the thread, our church? I was kind of worried that I did the wrong thing. You know when you kind of not sure about what you just did? Sorry, let me move you. What I want to do right now, and I don't know if you want to hang out with me, is I need to put leaders on the back fabric because I do not want to... I never like leaving my long arm, let me see, naked. I'm going to move you here, okay? Jennifer Goodman, thank you for spending time with me. Okay, so I'm going to bring you here because no matter what's going on, I always want something on the quilt. And if I wasn't doing a live, and this is a weird live too because I left and I came back, I would be putting leaders on back fabric. I use a basting stitch and I use my cheapest thread that I have because you go through a lot of thread. And hold on, little girl. My little dog, hold on. Come here, mama. Come here, baby angel. See, she's my baby angel. Hi. And she's trembling. She gives me pouting. She's a pouty dog. Oh, your ears are cold. Your ears are cold, Goosey. Say hi, beautiful. Say hi. You want to use my sweater? She's like, you're sitting. It's time for you to give me... No. I need to put leaders. Okay, so please stop. Leave me alone for a minute. Okay, here's my leaders. I don't know if y'all use leaders. I love leaders, and I do not use needles or pins to put my leaders together. I baste the leaders with the basting thread. So let me move here so that you guys can see me work. Did you ever... Okay, yes, my daughter... Okay, let me just tell you the story. It's so sweet. It was her birthday. She has a birthday in November, and her husband and her eloped. They just went and got married. And I was really sad when that happened because I didn't have my father in my life, and I always wanted my daughters to, as a matter of fact, when I got married, my brother walked me down the aisle. My father was invited and he went, but I didn't allow him to walk me down the aisle because he was never around. So I had my brother walk me down the aisle because he was like a father to me. So when my daughter, Sarah, she's the oldest of my daughters. I have 3. When she went and got married, she went and eloped. And I understand why she went and eloped. She just wanted to get married, and I was like begging her to I wanted to make her a wedding veil. I ended up making a wedding veil for my daughter-in-law, and I wanted to make a wedding veil for my daughter, Sarah. And she went and eloped. And, you know, when you're a parent of young adult children who are self-willed and they just want to do things their way, it's really hard to just surrender and let them live their life, especially if you're a kind of parent that, you just want them to do it your way sometimes, okay? So they've been married 10 years, and their wedding anniversary was coming up. No, her birthday was coming up, and her husband asked me if I could go with her with him to go pick a ring for her because he wants to renew their vows on their 10-year anniversary, which is coming up next year soon. And it was just such a treat. He says, the things I wish I should have done, I should have gone with you to go pick a ring with her when we went, before we, like, he was a very independent young man, and he didn't have a lot of family, and so he didn't know what having family was. And so he felt like, this year I want to do things right. I want to invite you to be with me to pick the ring. So we went and picked her ring. Okay. Anyway, so on her birthday, we went to go eat, and she had a wedding band with the diamond fell out. And she says, Mom, I really wish I had my diamond ring, and I haven't worn it for 3 years. So it looks like a teardrop ring, and it has like little diamonds all the way around, and a center stone. The center stone broke off. So while we were at dinner, me and her husband are like in this secret that he was going to ask her to renew the wedding vows. He wants my husband to walk her down the aisle. He wants, he just wants like to renew their vows through the church. And so I'm really excited for her. But we got her ring, and I also bought her, he got her the ring, and I bought her like a little wedding band. And anyway, but we were at dinner on her birthday, and she said, I really miss that ring. I wish I could have it. And she had it sitting in a drawer for 3 years. And I was like praying for God to bless my daughter. And I was praying for God to just, like, she has 4 kids. She's like a mom. And I just was praying for her. And I said, well, can you show me the ring that she hadn't worn? And she went through her pictures. And when she went through her pictures, we found out that she found the receipt, because she took a picture of it, of the receipt and of the ring, like the picture of receipt, and then the next photo was the ring. And I guess because I was asking her for it, she looked at the receipt, and then she showed me the receipt, because I said, well, how much did you pay for it? And she was telling me how much she paid. Well, like her first ring was only like $20 on Amazon, because they didn't have any money. And so, hold on, I'm sorry. And I think like maybe this was their 5th year anniversary ring, that he got her this ring at JCPenney's and stuff. And so on the receipt, it says lifetime warranty, and that it showed that she paid for it. And so I said, do you think that, and then there was also a picture behind that receipt where it showed the warranty, and it says if you lose a diamond, or if the ring breaks, or if, something happens, that they'll fix it or replace it or give you what you paid for it. So I was like, look, Sarah, you have the warranty on it. And she's like, do you think that I could get the diamond replaced? And I go, well, it says it replaces stones. So on her birthday, we drove to JCPenney's with both the photos of the receipts and the warranty paperwork, and they took the ring. And today she was so excited to have me go with her to pick up her original ring with a diamond replaced on it. And it's beautiful. Like, it's a beautiful ring. But it's kind of neat how, like, she's like, well, I really wanted the ring. And she's kind of like, I surrendered it, Mom. If God doesn't want me to have the ring, it's whatever happens. I'm okay with it. And it was just like, to me, it was like a God sweet moment where she sees God answering, like an internal prayer that she doesn't really talk about. She's like, I haven't worn that ring in 3 years. She would see it in the drawer without the diamond. Like, you could see, how we have those little prayers, these little whispers that we share in our heart. And I just think it was so neat that God answered her prayer, those little whisper prayers, on her birthday. And so today she's like wearing her ring. She's like, oh my God, Mom. And then she didn't know that her husband bought her another ring, which to renew their vows. And then me and him, because we found out that she could repair her ring, and me and him looked like, what are we going to do? He goes, I don't care what's going to happen, Mom. She's wearing the ring I just bought her. Like, she's wearing that one. And I don't care. But it's neat. Right now she's wearing her 5th year anniversary engagement ring, and now she's wearing her renewal ring. It's just so sweet seeing my daughter happy and excited. And today She's wearing her rings, and I'm like, ooh, you're bougie, you're bougie, you're bougie girl, bougie girl. And you can see this. I love these moments where God just answers those sweet little prayers. Because when we were having dinner the day of her birthday, because he asked her to remarry her, so her day of her birthday was either Friday, and then we all went to Canyon Lake, and he had the new ring. He went and he asked her. I have like a whole video of it, like it's beautiful, okay? And I'm crying, like, oh, my daughter. Um, Because no matter what, we as parents, even though our kids are grown adults, we want to see them really happy. And so it was just really sweet to see her. When him asked her to renew the vows, and he had a new ring for her, and she got to the ring and the new band. And then for her to like get back something that she lost and something that she didn't think she could ever wear again. And so that's why when she came up here, she goes, Lavelle wants you to come with me to pick up the ring, because he feels like if I would have never asked her, like, can I see the ring? When did you buy it? How much did you pay for it? Do you have the receipt for it? She would have never known that she had a warranty on it. Let me get my puppies, okay? You'll see me in a minute. So I'm just so, yes, everything worked out. She's so sweet. Um, she wanted to come over here to, come on, come on. Are you coming, Roxy? Roxy, come on. Go inside. She stares at me. Are you going? No, it's too cold, huh? Your ears, your little sweet ears. So I don't know. It's really exciting to see her, um, happy. So you made it to my life, Betty. I wanted to thank you so much. You didn't have to do what you did, but thank you for the card. You're just so sweet. You're so kind, and thank you. Okay, I love you. I thank you, but you didn't have to. My husband was so happy. He's like, I can't believe she did that, and I'm like, I know, I can't believe she did that either. What a blessing. My husband was really happy to see your card. So you're okay. So I think she's like this human being here is doing a custom quilt, and she has a black lab. Oh, and she's already 11 pounds. Those are big dogs. I heard they're like babies, though. They're very loving and kind and sweet puppies. Oh, hold on. Sorry, I'm getting close to you. Sorry. Okay. I move you here. You're so sweet. You're so sweet. I was like going to say something on the last live. If Betty comes on, I'm going to thank her. I was going to message you on Messenger. I'm so really happy for her. I'm going to make her a wedding veil. I made a wedding veil for my daughter-in-law, and I have a video on how I made it with embroidery, with tulle and embroidery. And so I'm going to make my daughter a wedding veil. And my daughter wants to get married in a red dress. And I was like, I don't know if I want to do a beautiful white or beige wedding veil with red flowers surrounding the face. Hold on, let me get this. Surrounding the face here. Yeah, I'm going to do here. I don't know. Would y'all want to watch me make a wedding veil? I've made another wedding veil for a lady who I used to go eat at a restaurant. She was a waitress, and I made her a wedding veil. What I used is she had a wedding dress that they had a beautiful tail that, like, my little dog is out there. Hold on. And I'm going to have to let her in because it's cold. Okay. Hold on. I'm sorry. Give me a minute. And come on, little pain in my... I told you to go inside. And what I use is the beautiful... What was it? All the... You know how wedding dresses have like that patterning? What is it called? lace. It was lace. Um, so they cut the tail of the dress off and they put lace on it. And I used the leftover lace and I created a beautiful wedding veil for my friend. And the tool only cost like $5. And the hair clip cost nothing, maybe $3. And I got 4 hair clips, you know, like, and I made her a beautiful wedding veil with the scrap fabric that they were going to throw away of her dress. Hold on. So if you want to watch me make another wedding veil, that would be fun, right? I wanted to come up here and talk about my plans for the next coming year. And honestly, I don't know what my plans are. I think what I want to do is, the blessing is I finally got the lives down. I'm able to set up quickly, and I'm able to like today I set up 4 cameras, and so I'm getting a better feel about live streaming. I haven't been posting my regular edited content. Um, one, because when I'm working for my clients, I just don't want to be, I feel like it's double work because I'm filming their work, the work that I'm doing for my clients, and then I'm having to relive the experience by editing it. Now, I think I'm still going to do a couple of videos and talk about the business of long arm quilting. I talked in the last video about how I changed I raised my rates a little bit. I think it's a little bit, or I raised my rates. I also was sharing in a video on a live, and I let me just be honest, when I watch lives, I don't like watching lives because I'm like, come on, get to the point. I've been patient a little bit, but I did a video on my live two lives back about how I raised my prices. I do want to make a video about how you make a decision on how to raise your rates, how you charge your clients. I want to do a new video and update it. I also am providing batting now for clients, so I'm having to figure out how to charge for batting, and how to charge in a way where one, I cover my costs, but I'm also being fair to the client that I'm charging the batting. You would like to see me sew a veil on my embroidery machine? It is really easy. I do have a video of it, so an older one of what happens with YouTube is if you only like watching my quilting, long arm quilting, YouTube will only send out those kind of videos to you. So when you hit the notification, you have to hit all, and then I'll show you all my other content because I have a lot of content. I have embroidery content. I have projects that I made. I have ironing board covers that I created. But if you've only fallen in love with me because you like quilting, it will not show anything else to you. But I have a lot of content. But I wanted to do a veil for my daughter. I did one for my daughter-in-law, and yeah, I think him asking her to marry her again was just such a sweet moment, because we went to Canyon Lake, and there's a tree that is right next to where and all 4 of his kids were bouncing on the tree, and while my daughter was surprised. So that was just such a sweet moment that we got to be a part of. And then what else? This year, I kind of have done a lot of lives, and I know if this is not your regular content. Oh, on my sewing machine, it's number 6 inch. So it's do a basting stitch, a real wide basting stitch. And I also have a video, if you don't know, on how I made my own leaders. I've talked about it on a whole bunch of lives, but I have a specific edited gone through video where I share step by step where I get the zippers from Linda's Electric Quilting. I think this is 126. I have an 11.5-inch length table on my long arm. So my leaders are 100, not 126, they're 113, but you could cut them to the size of your machine. And I think you can make leaders for any long arm. It's not specifically just for Gammill. But Gammill, I know other people have this weird fabric that is numbered. You could literally, and if I show you my leader, my long arm, they literally just duct taped the fabric, the canvas fabric, to the bar. It's not fancy, but I think Gammill had a great idea. Is that right? So it's a basting stitch, and on my basting stitch, it's, I don't even know if you could even see it. Do you see that? It's just a real long basting stitch. And what I like about it, I don't know if you saw me earlier, when I took the machine off, or the quilt off the long arm, you literally and it just tears off and you don't have to pin. And then a trick I've learned is, if this is my beginning where I latch on to if I grab this, I know to travel horizontally to the other end of the fabric, and I know that these two will line up, because sometimes I put one in on one side and one in on the other, and then I've already sewn the whole leader on. For example, this is a leader I've made, and this is the tab. So it's just a large basting stitch. But on my Juki 210Q, or this is a different number, this has a, let's see, the basting stitch is 6. The largest, longest stitch that you could get. And let me just share this. I recommend you use your cheap thread to do basting stitches. For example, my son-in-law bought me some really cheap Amazon thread. The reason is you end up wasting a lot of thread when you're basting. And I use like a cheap spool of thread. I was at one time using that really expensive $13, $14 spool thread. And my son-in-law gave me, as a gift years ago for Christmas. And so it's just like Amazon thread. It's not, I think for a whole thing, he paid maybe like $10 for like 20 threads at the time. And I use the cheaper thread to do the basting on the leader. And then what I tend to do when I'm working on clients' quilts, I will be quilting one quilt, and I will be doing this to all the back fabrics. I ended up making, I think Gammill gave me, so the way Gammill had you put leaders on your long arm is they gave you the pickup bar, the bottom bar, and they also gave you a leader for your top. So they gave you a set of 3 was enough to put a quilt on the long arm. I only use 2 leaders, one for the top of the back fabric and one for the bottom of the back fabric, because I let my quilt tops just, what is it called? I just let them hang over. Like I stabilize them on the side and the top, and then I just let them float. It's called floating. I know there's some long armers out there that they don't float their quilt tops, and I know there's some long armers out there that pin their leaders. Hell. I think like right now I'm going real slow as I'm, but I could put on a leader in less than 5-10 minutes. I remember when I first got my long arm and they were telling me to pin the canvas to the back fabric. just to do one side for a king size quilt, because they want you to pin, what's a good example? They want you to pin, so imagine this is the head of the pin, and then pin maybe a third back, and then pin back to back. So you have like a streamline of pins. One, I got pinned all the time, which sucked. Two, the pins would get caught on my clothing, especially when I was at the end of the bottom of the quilt. And then I remember putting pins on a quilt top, and it took me an hour to pin the back fabric, and it just took me an hour and a half or something. And then I only had the quilt on for 20 minutes because or an hour, and I was just like, God, that's just a lot of time for prep. And so when you're long arming, you want to save time for prep. That's why I have 2 winders. And I also made myself enough. I have 10 sets of leaders, maybe 12 or 13 sets of leaders that I created, so that I can get at least 10 quilt tops ready to long arm. And so like right now I would be basting the leaders on the back fabric. I even have more fabric back here that I'm going to put leaders on. And then I could transition quickly from one quilt going to the next quilt. But like right now I didn't have any back fabric ready, so you're hanging with me. If not, I would have transitioned right away. The batting would have been ready, the thread would have been ready, and I would have been quilting the next quilt already. And in the time I'm doing this, I would have probably already finished a row. And then Linda's Electric Quilting did a big old thing about making sure that your back fabric was square. And I just make sure that there's just a lot of I am not, maybe I'm a, yeah, I get a lot of things done, okay, but I'm a bit of a procrastinator, I think. And so I find the easiest way to get things done. And I think sometimes, people make things harder than they should be. Hold on. I don't think things should be so hard, but people make them really hard. Like, Gamel right now is saying that they want you to buy a faster machine, and I don't even think that that's the problem. I think that Gamel has hold on, I'm gonna move you here. Gamel has their setup takes forever, so it doesn't matter if you're spending an hour setting up. It doesn't matter if you have a faster machine. It matters how fast you set up. So, but I never let my long arm, like right now, I could have gone just downstairs and lived my best life, eating my dinner, but I do not leave the long arm without a quilt on top of it. Because like tomorrow, if I decide to come back here and do something, I am ready to go, and I'm not dealing with setup. So a lot of time, and if it's my quilt or if it's a client's quilt, it doesn't matter to me. And I don't have to necessarily have the batting sewn on or the top fabric sewn on. I just want to make sure that I have the back fabric on a long arm. And I go through systems where the reason I think I've gotten so many quilts done is like I cut up all my back fabric, so I would unroll and have like a pile of back fabric, 89 by 80, no. So the quilts were 86 by 86, add 6, so I would have the 92 by 92 fabric, but I had 108 by 92. And if you have a stack of fabric already ready, and I would also cut all my batting, I think that's why this year has been such a blessing to me, because I was able to, I had a pile of batting and a pile of fabric, and then I have a pile of leaders just to sew on quickly. And if I'm like, sometimes when I work for clients, I have to ask them questions like, what design do you want? What kind of thread color are you interested in? What kind of sometimes, like especially this year, I had a couple clients that they didn't give me enough back fabric, so now I'm having to repair having to make the back fabric big enough for the quilt top. So for example, like right now, if I go behind my long arm, let me see. I already have batting cut that is big enough. I have probably like 5 pieces of batting already pre-cut. Let me see. So I already have the batting cut, and I already have, I think this is what showcases a real work day. But if I wasn't on a live, I would probably be working on putting leaders. And earlier, before I got Mrs. Jones' quilt, is this long enough? Maybe not. Anyway, I cut a couple things of back batting. And I was sharing with you guys that I had gone through, how many quilts of batting? How many? I had, on the other live stream, I was sharing that I went through my 3rd roll of batting, 25 yards per roll. So I've quilted 75 yards of batting that I've done on the giveaway quilts. Wait, and I'm going to put this one. Hold on. Where's that quilt top? What did I do with the quilt tops? Oh, yep, hold on. Let me put this one. I think this would look beautiful with the red back fabric, but no one's gonna be mad. Do you think I shouldn't put I showcase this quilt? Do you think it goes with the blue? Doesn't go with the blue. But I don't care. I want to quilt this one. Doesn't matter to me. So let's see. So I'll put a quilt top on here just to. And then one of the things, let me show you. Here's a quilt top. Let me bring you down. La 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 la. So I have it hanging here. I may not quilt this one. I don't think this color goes. So what I do is I grab it, shake it, and I don't leave it on the floor because I have Gary quilting for me. Or I have Gary vacuuming for me. I was talking about Gary too. If you're a quilter, even if you're a piecer and not necessarily a quilter, get yourself a Gary, which is a Roomba. If you haven't been on my other channel, it's a Roomba. Let me see. So let's see. Can you see me well? Let me bring you here. See, the coloring is different on that camera. Sorry, but look how beautiful. Ooh, delicious. Isn't that a beautiful quilt? All right, let me turn this quilt off. So I've been really thinking about what I want to do next year. Sorry. I finally got the live stream down, or I feel like I have some of it down. One of the things I do and would love to do, and so that's something that I'm going to prepare for, is this YOLO, this switcher thing. Apparently, there is a way that you could travel with it. Like you could be outside working on it. So one of the things I would love to do is do a live stream sewing a project outside. Wouldn't that be fun? That's one of the things I would like to do this year. I finally got an SD card that works, and it wasn't that expensive. So I'm excited about that. I want to try it. I want to figure it out. Another thing that I still have 20 more quilts to give away. There's wrinkles on my backing on the belly bar. Okay, hold on. Let me fix that. I did not sew it, okay? So I haven't sewn it. I know there's a quilt on top of there. And so if there's wrinkles, what I do is before I really sit down and sew it, I stretch it with the clamps. So I know you probably saw, let me remove it so you can see what I'm trying to talk. So you saw wrinkles on the belly bar, right? Yes? If you look at it's not wrinkled. It may look wrinkled down here, but it's really not wrinkled here. And then before I even sew anything, and this is even if I have the batting and if I would have had I literally tighten it, pull it on each side, and I tighten it. You may see wrinkles down here, but right here, you do not see them anymore. Now, there is a time where there's a wrinkle or a pleat on the back fabric. It has happened to me. But now I am so on top of it because I don't want to unstitch the row. So before, like tomorrow when I come back, so you don't see any wrinkles anymore. Do you see how straight it is? And I'll bring you over here so you can really see it, because I only have one camera on this switcher right now. Yeah. Sorry. Do you see how clear it is? There's no wrinkles at all. And so when I'm working, when I start tomorrow, I will make sure that the back fabric is completely stretched, and I will also make sure that the batting is nice and flat so that there's no pleats in the in the batting also. So yes, probably when you saw me rolling it, you saw wrinkles. Also too, one of the reasons I like basting is you have a beautiful straight, well, let me show you. When I used to do the needles, there would be, there would be like little ripples, like little waves. And because I did a beautiful straight basting stitch, it's just literally a seam, a beautiful seam. And that's why I like doing it this way. Seriously, hold on. Yeah. Some of you are probably like, what's she talking about? It's just preparing the back fabric to take the quilt. And she's right. If there's waves or if there's ripples, you'll end up having pleats on the back of the quilt. And that's why, like before, you didn't see me sew it. I was just putting a quilt on top so I could have an idea. Kind of, I probably will change my mind because this is a beautiful blue fabric. I probably would change my mind and not use or quilt this quilt. I will probably put a different quilt on here. But I'm also just, I really kind of want to quilt this quilt. But yeah, I'm just kind of preparing it. I'm not going to sew it yet. And so if there's pleats on the batting or pleats anywhere, I'm just kind of getting something on here so that when I come up here, all I have to do is kind of like sew the quilt to the back fabric. Isn't that a beautiful quilt though? You want to see it? Isn't she lovely? Isn't that beautiful? It has teal in it. So yeah. But I don't know. I was thinking, you know how you always kind of start, hold on, let me move you here. Hi, sorry. You know how you start thinking about like, what are my plans for next year? What would I like accomplished? Where do I want to go? I want to be thankful for this year. Where would I buy the long zippers? Okay, hold on. Let me answer your question. Gamma will not sell them no more. These zippers I got at Linda's Electric Quilting. I don't know. I'm answering your question, okay? Linda's Electric Quilting.com. Here, and this is what it is. The company name is on top. They come 126. They did have smaller ones, but I recommend you buy whatever you want. And then to answer your question, okay? Buy canvas. I'm sure you could buy canvas online. And for example, my table is, I could quilt quilts up to 115 inches. So 115 inches divided by 36. Let's see, hold on. 115 divided by 36. So I would need 3.9 yards or 3.5 yards. And I literally would buy 3 yards of canvas. You do not want no seams. You want a straight, beautiful, continuous, because if you cut it in pieces, even if you miter it, you're going to have lumps when you put the fabric. So you want a big, just long canvas fabric. And then for me, when I finished my end, I cut the zipper off and then just folded, kind of like double folded it to make it lock. And I even had a cover at one time so that when the zipper comes through, it just stays put. And you're welcome. Let me see. And let me show you. So get a long canvas. And then if your leader, your bars, and I don't know if you have, whatever machine you have, you can, on my long arm, they literally duct taped the canvas to the leader. And I believe my canvas on the leader bars, I don't know if you saw me unrolling the quilt, and you see like it's a long sheet of canvas that was rolled. And then on that sheet of canvas, hold on, let me see. So, and you have to kind of like sew it together a little bit. So on one end, you have this zipper on the leader end, and then you have the opposite end to this goes on the machine, this will come off the machine, and you just sew it. There is a way of how you align the leaders. And so in the video, I was sharing how I made sure that the leaders were literally straight to the canvas on the machine. And let me show you the canvas. You could buy any canvas. Let me bring it to you. I bought this canvas. I did buy this canvas years ago, and I have a video, okay? So I bought, and you can see I bought a lot. So I think it was probably pretty long, because this is the end of it. It's pretty long, but I bought yardage of it, a lot of yardage of it. I probably bought 3 or 4 yards of it so that when I trimmed it, I had a continuous long canvas. And in the video, I shared how I placed the zippers, how I made sure that the top zipper has to line up the same to the bottom of the back fabric has to line up to the top of the back fabric. They both have to line up. I also numbered my canvases. There's a numbering system by 5. I measured 5. So all my canvases that I created have numbers. So if I want to use this canvas and I want the quilt to be quilted in the middle of the long arm, I could literally start sewing on 20. Yeah, sewing on 20 on here. Then I get the bottom end of the other and put another zipper, and where it says 20, start sewing on 20. And so this way, no matter where I start sewing, as long as I sew the other end the same, they will all like be perpendicular, a straight line. Yeah. Okay. But I tend to, and this is, you can see my thread, I tend to start at this end on this canvas, and then all my canvases have this amount of spacing. As long as you do all your zipper leaders exactly the same and put the zipper in the same place and you number them all the same, then consistently when you're putting on the back fabric, you'll put it on where it's nice and straight and parallel to each other, and it fits right. But what's neat about canvas is it's real rough when you get it, and then as time goes on, this is real rough and stiff. As time goes on, it gets very soft, very pliable. And I showed you like the pink one that I did. And so I bought this, and I bought like 20 zippers from Linda's Electric Quilting because I intended to make another set of 20 leaders. And then if anything happens to the zipper that's on your leaders on the machine, you have zippers that are replaced. And let me just say this, just recently, I know you're like, she's talking about zipper leaders. Just recently, I had a leader. When you do this your way, my way, oh, and in the video, serge. You serge the top, you serge the sides, you serge even the bottom, and then you sew it on. So this one tore on me, and the reason I still have it is because that zipper is high commodity for me. Ah, come on, you got it? My dog is jumping my back. The zipper is important to me because if I cut up another piece of canvas and serge it and get it ready, I could make another leader. And so I bought Linda's Electric Quilting. Okay, I hope that's helping you. I love this system. You little turd. I love the system. So, can I get you down? Can I get you down? Can I get you down? No, I don't want you to jump. Knowing you, you'll jump off. So yes, let's see. I love when the quilt, like a surprise. Yes. Let me read your comments, and then I didn't want to keep you guys. I just wanted to come back. You're welcome. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help. Stop pinning. Go to Linda's Electric Quilting. And I think, and I'm not sure, okay, the zippers are probably $12. And let me just say, you need to buy 2 to be able to do one back. So if I have 20 leaders, you need a pair. So I really have enough leaders to do 10 quilt tops. Zip up 12. But I went crazy one year, and because they stopped supporting, Gammo stopped supporting Linda's Electric Quilting or something. So I went crazy, and I think I bought 10 of them. I have a drawer full of them. You the babies. Here's your babies. You ready to go in? You tired? Me too. I'm tired too. So I really do appreciate you. I want to have more organized video of like, I hope everybody, I sent the quilts out. There's only one person, and you know who you are. I need your address. I sent all the quilts out. I hope they got them. Clarissa got hers, and Betty got hers. I believe this lady named Darlene and another lady named Jeanette got hers. The only person I'm waiting for is David. I believe David West. You need to please message me on Facebook Messenger somehow so I could get your address, so I could send your quilt to you. And then maybe but in a couple days, I'll get on here and do a live of like what I would like to plan next year to be. But to be honest, I don't know. I just had a lot of fun this year, and I'm really proud of myself because I have given and donated so many quilts, and I'm just excited. I hope they love them. I hope they enjoy them, and I hope it just brought some joy to their lives ultimately. Let me see what else. Yes, it's a leader. I have a video on it, and I even share on how to put everything together. And I'm trying to share here, but I feel like I have a tutorial video on how I did it. As a matter of fact, I brought my serger up here just recently so that I could start making more leaders for myself. Because, and then I also recommend, Innova has a really beautiful bobbin winder. They have a bobbin winder that winds L bobbins and M bobbins. I love their winder. I know it's a little expensive. Initially, I bought one and I used the heck of a bob out of it. And then I bought another one when I went to the Houston Quilt Show, because those are the times I bought them. And when I go to to a show or something, I really intend to buy something that I will use, because there was a time I went over there and bought things that I never used. So I go in there with that kind of mindset. Um, what else? I also get, if you're a long armor, I use a different type of bobbins. I don't use Gamel's bobbins. I use this aluminum bobbins that I buy at Amazon. You could buy 100 bobbins for $30. I love those bobbins. They're M bobbins. And a lot of times when I'm preparing quilts, I'm also preparing the bobbin thread and getting ready to get that kind of ready, so that when I'm ready to quilt, I literally have the thread, the bobbins, the batting already cut, the back fabric ready to put on. And then there's a system of like, I could literally quilt 5 quilts in one day. And there was a time that I was really busy. I'm glad I'm not that busy, but I'm so thankful for that time that I would literally quilt probably 15, 20 quilts a week. Now currently I'm quilting probably, maybe 5 or 6 quilts a week. And then, so that would be a busy week. Maybe I have 2 or 3 weeks like that. And then 1 week where things aren't that busy, which I think is a godsend, because that's how I've been able to do like these little, well, no, they're not little, do these quilts that I'm donating. You think the blue would be awesome? Even with the red? Even with that red? Yeah, right? So, no, stop it. I'm going to let you go. Thank you for being with me again. I love you. I think I'm going to do a video on, I'm going to sit down and kind of like, okay, let her know, what do you want next year to look like? Because this year, I think this year, this time, stop, hold on. This year, this time, I was so burnt out that I was ready to throw in the towel. Hold on. I ended up last year, come on, get up. I think I ended last year with a lot of, was it last year? I ended the year with a lot of pain. I broke my ribs. I ended up having teeth problems. Was that last year? The year before, I think. And then last year, I ended up having a lot of work and a lot going on. And so I kind of went in, burned out into 2025. And I just wanted to change. And that's why I'm excited. I got really excited in finding those quilts, because I wanted my life to look a little different. And I really enjoyed this year, where I've worked a lot for myself, but at the same time still work for my clients. And so I think I kind of balance better. I don't know if I still I have 25 quilts now to still give away, but I think I kind of want to just, instead of like before I would quickly next quilt, I think I want to give myself a balance of where I only do 3 a month. I think this year I was doing probably 2 every month. And then they would sit around because I would have to do the binding. So those are things I'm just kind of like going to brainstorm and figure out what I want to do. But I really love quilting them. Oh, come on. Oh. And I really love blessing people with them. It's been a lot of fun. That's been a lot of fun for me. But we'll see what next year brings. But I may come back up here and then do another little live. And kind of like, I don't know. Oh, I want to lose another 50 pounds. I lost 45 pounds. I lost 25 pounds last year, this year, and I lost 25 pounds um, the year before. So I'm 45 pounds down, or 50. I would love to lose another 50 pounds. Um, anyway, that's the thing. Happy New Year's, okay? But I may come up here again. I don't know. I don't want to waste your time. But I don't know. I may do a couple um, quilting videos. I know if you want to do a block swap. Oh, last year's block swap was a lot of fun, which I was really excited to do last year. But we'll just talk about stuff, I guess, or I'll figure it out. I'll sit down and brainstorm. What do I want next year to look like? Yeah. And honestly, you could just hope that it looks like how you want it to look like. But yes, I really do appreciate you. I thank you for being with me. And I thank you for quilting with me. It's been a lot of fun. Have a wonderful night and 2 days till New Year's. We're going to celebrate. It doesn't matter. We're here, right? Have a wonderful day, okay? Or night. Bye. Thank you for your time.